Welcome to Jason versus the Moon. In this video, I'll be breaking down, as you can see here, the International Space Station bathroom tour. This is with Samantha Cristoforetti, and this is from the ESA, which is the European Space Agency. I was going through the video and just happened to pause to take a break, and this was whenever I paused, this was what I saw. So I took a screenshot and wanted to share that with you guys because it was hilarious to me. We're gonna see a lot towards the end. Speaking of screenshots, a very important thing. Um, I took some mind-blowing screenshots and then zoomed in on those screenshots, looked around on everything, zoomed in, and then as I found anomalies, things that I don't expect to see in space or expect to see really at all in any situation, points of light, as I call them, being seen through the astronaut. But even if that was on Earth, I don't expect to see things through people. So we'll move on to that, but also like right angles cut out on her shirt, just colors that aren't, they just don't make sense, like they're blurred, like she's being superimposed over a background or something. It's just super weird, but we'll definitely get into it. Let me back out of this, and I want to go in and actually point out something. You can see here, this is the International Space Station bathroom tour, right? And this is me now. I hate to say it because I don't know how I messed this comment up so bad, but it says if you watch her elbow, it in the towel, it affects the background. 1 minute 20 to 2 minutes should be good enough for you, right? Nothing bad. Nothing bad at all was said. Now let's go to the look. We're here. Let me just move it forward a little bit so kind of looks like we're on the video. Look, same video, the one I broke down today, and you can see, look, my comment's gone. Now look, the first comment you can see is imagine the amount of research and work that is behind all that. And also notice there's no thumbs down on any of the comments. That's because they removed them, because I thumbs down that comment for sure. But that doesn't really matter. You can see that that's the comment. Imagine the amount of research and work that is behind all that. All I did was point out a time to check out and put should be good enough for you. Didn't even specify why. But what it is because you can see her elbow affects the background. You'll see what I'm talking about. So let's get into the video. Leave that up. Okay. All credit goes to the European Space Agency and Samantha Cristoforetti. Notice, sorry, before I started, but one last thing. She wants to show us how on the ISS how they keep clean. Well, you know what's funny is that every single video that you see of an astronaut on the ISS, there's never anything that I've found so far of where they're showing you what kind of science they're doing, right? They're always showing you some mundane, some mundane thing that they do throughout, like brushing their teeth or eating or staying clean, with or some type of dry shampoo or something, clipping their nails. That we don't care about that, man. Show us like where's all the money going? Where I don't know. All right, let's get into the video. The 15-second mark, you're gonna see, just watch down here by the white tag on her shirt. There's gonna be a white point of light. I'm gonna stop moving the mouse so we can let that play bar go away. Just look down there now. You can see it to the left of that tag. Now on the black pants. Now further down on her thigh. You see that white point of light? Okay, I just want to point that out there. Go back and feel free to watch that if you'd like. We're at 29 seconds. Well, really, that's fine. We'll go ahead and pause there just for a moment because what I want to point out is just kind of notice this piece of clothing. I don't know if it's a sweater or a shirt or something, but some type of clothing. It's still as can be all the way up until the 50-second mark. So that's 15 seconds of at least me noticing it, that it's just not moving at all. but then it starts to kind of glitch move. Okay, right? It's just moving not fluidly or naturally, but kind of like a frame by frame movement. So if you would just go ahead and follow over here for a little bit. We're gonna wait till about the 50-second mark, and that just don't even pay attention to her. We don't care what she's doing right now because we're gonna go back and watch. But watch that clothing, and as we get, we're about 5 seconds away, and you're gonna notice that all of a sudden it just starts moving. So here in a second, yeah, right there, boom, it just starts moving. But look at how it moves. To me, it just doesn't look natural. I mean, you look at her moving, even out of my peripheral, I can see, but just in this area, it just looks like it's not moving naturally. But also a point of light right here through the clothing, just north of the circle there. Okay, so no big deal, right? Let's go ahead and let's backtrack and go back to 58 seconds or so. Um, Samantha talks about towels. Okay, now this is where you can start to see her right elbow affecting. Now remember, that's her right, so our left. So we'll be focusing on this right here. Um, it will affect the background. It will make things disappear. I'm calling it a black wall rivet for lack of a better term. You're going to see what I'm talking about here in a second. But it disappears while she moves her elbow around, and it lasts till about 1 minute 18 seconds. So let me just go back a little bit further, like a little bit further. And just notice down here, she's in the way now, but she won't be because I don't want this play bar to get in the way. So just notice down in this area, when she starts moving her elbow around, it makes things disappear. Just watch. And it'll be starting here at 58 seconds. So I went a little further back, but that's okay. Better to go back further than too far ahead. And you're really going to start to notice it here in just a moment. When she gets the towels, there they are. Okay. Now look at her elbow. It's already taken away stuff as she moves. Watch whenever she moves it. Boom. Moved it. Took away those black. There they go. They're gone again. Okay. Now, if you didn't quite catch what I meant, let's do it again and just watch her elbow. Look, see, it just took those two away. It's gonna do it again. Gone. Okay. Let me pause it there for just a second because we're at the 1.8. Well, we're at 119, so that's a good pause point. Just because we are, we're gonna go back to 1 minute real quick. Sorry guys, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I promise you, I've done a lot, put a lot of time into this. So let's watch the pants again. I'm not gonna try to focus on it, but it's just, I mean, it's something I noticed, so I want to point it out to you guys watching. The pants or clothing, once again, it's definitely not natural movement. You can tell the background. I don't know, for lack of better term on this, I'm using green screen or CGI of some kind. Just because if you watch right here, this is the point under here is where I can notice it kind of just, it looks like it glitches. Let's watch. I mean, is it just me? Look, especially right there. And once again, I'm looking under here. Okay. I'll just go back a little bit. But just tell me right above the circle. No. Does that look natural? Well, either way, that's not going to matter here in a second because what I want to point out to you too is that this is in the area of this thing we're going to call the non-moving towel. And you'll see what that is in a second. So this kind of does actually, it is kind of pertinent to what I'm talking about because of the fact that it moves around at some point when it's real still for a while. Yet when it's in this same kind of a hallway or whatever this is back here, there's a towel whenever they switch to a different scene and there's a different camera angle, you can see a towel. Never moves. But anyway, let's go to 116. So we'll backtrack just a touch, and because of the play bar side of clothing, we're going to see a white point of light on the side of her clothing at the 116 mark. Okay, I wrote that down and I just don't see it. Um, just because it wasn't obvious to me. Well, you know what? Let me see if I can let that go away. Maybe it won't. It says on the side of clothing. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and look down here. And I think what we're going to see maybe is a couple of little points of light, or maybe just one. There's that same one from before. Okay, on the left side of her clothing. Maybe that's what I meant. See the left side of that white tag? It stays stationary while she moves around. Um, and yet you can see it through her. Okay, so let's go ahead and pause there. 139. Oh, you know what? And I'm sorry, I want to go back to the 125 mark. Um, well, because that's what we're doing here. We're breaking down the video, so let's let it play out about that. And just notice her elbow. Once again, down there is going to start making stuff disappear and doing some effects. Look at her elbow. Look at that. Okay, she moves. When she moves it, and look, now it's all black. It's just affecting something. Okay, it's affecting the background. Notice the towel on the upper right of the screen. It never moves. I have photographic proof at the end, meaning I just took screenshots from different, you got different times throughout the video, and I can just go through those real quick, and you see that this towel in the back here never moves. Now, this is the pipe earlier. Well, of course, they must have filmed a bunch of different things at different times and then edited it together because the pants were or whatever the clothing was wrapped kind of around this pipe here. Now look, the towel it never moves. Yet those pants and everything they started moving around quite a bit. You're also going to see here in a little while a male astronaut comes swinging around, comes over here, does nothing, goes back. So there's all kinds of stuff moving in this hallway, but not ever this towel. So um, under the towel by Samantha, there's a red point of light. So I know that's going to be over in this area. This is the towel I'm talking about now, is the one on her right or left. And you'll notice how the white towel makes the red point of light disappear. Then the point of light is white instead of red. So let's go ahead and watch that, and you'll see that once again down kind of where the play bar is at. But just watch down by her, just to the left, her right elbow. See, there it is right there. And that was kind of quick, so I'm gonna pause it, and you're gonna see right here, within the circle, there is that point of light. It's literally right under the play bar. Okay, and I'm gonna rewind it. That's where you need to look. So let's go back. Let's go back here, and then watch as the towel. Um, See, there's that point of light. Towel goes over it, changes it. Now it's white. How strange is that? Now that point of light's still there. How strange was that? I don't know. I thought that was pretty strange. Um, you know what? We'll be right back. Take a little break and we'll get back to the second part here in just a moment. Okay, we're back. And we're going to be letting this go from the 1 minute 34-second marks because they're going to cut to a different scene. And at that point, you're going to see the hand that she has the toothpaste in, tube of toothpaste, really affects the background. So we'll rewind a little bit because it's going to last for about 10 seconds before we switch to something else. So let's just let that play. I'll move the circle or mouse out of the way. And now notice she's going to pick up the toothpaste and just watch the wall coming up. Now look at her hand. Look at that. All down here, and I'm gonna pause it. Where you see it is all down here on her hand. So we'll go back just a little bit and just watch in this area. You see that? And just one more time. You can see the black things on the wall, like little rivets or screws or whatever it is, affected by it. I mean, it's plain as day. Just look at in this area. It just really stuck out to me. You know what I mean? So, um, 155, which of course is coming up. The white tile, Samantha's right, our left, affects the background as well. So we'll just keep on watching that and just see if the, yeah, it does. Sure enough. Right here, these two circles, screws, rivets, whatever they are, um, right here, the towel does affect them. So let's go, I'll go back a little bit before, but once again, just check out this area. Let's see, the towel. Yeah, look at that as it moves. Just crazy. Um, just want to point out over here, we're at a little bit past the 2 minute mark, but either way, this towel still hasn't moved. You can confirm that, but I'm going to show you in the photos at the end. It's just kind of part of it because it's in so many of the screenshots. My theory is that she is being filmed on a separate camera and being superimposed onto a different background. That's just my theory on it. Why else would her elbow make the background disappear? Um, Really, why would anything affect anything in that manner? That's not natural. I mean, if it's simply her being filmed by a camera, I don't know of any camera glitches that would cause just a specific area uh, to disappear, reappear, and move around. But there's more than that, you know. So let's get to it. Um we're gonna be all the way at 232. So let's just go ahead and skip a little bit further ahead. Let's just go to 225. Um, and what we're gonna see is the yeah, okay, this is good. The pants or this clothing over here out of nowhere starts moving drastically to the back, right, towards that wall, and then to the left behind this wall here, like they're being pulled. And I just think that's weird, you know. I think it's strange. You're gonna see, you can see it glitching as it moves. What's up with that? Okay, this is me just going over my notes, of course. So let's go ahead and watch the pants here, and watch as they start to. But look at the way they move, especially right here. Okay, we're gonna rewind and stuff. And look, now it's moving real fast and fluid. Not too much now, kind of a little glitchy. And it's like, what's causing it to be sucked back there or pulled back there in that manner? Of course, that's gonna happen. So let's just go ahead and go back a little bit. 232. Um, we'll go back a little bit. Excuse me. We'll go back a little bit further back. All right, so let's just watch the pants and just like I said, just pay attention. I mean, they're moving real slow right now, and they're just like gaining speed. But watch the movement, especially right now. And then look, it's like you can see it glitching right there at the sleeve. I'm gonna go back just to prove it. Watch the sleeve right in this area. It's gonna glitch. Okay, now it's going. And then like, what is causing this thing to move like that all of a sudden? That's just very strange to me. Keep watching. We'll go back to anything she's doing. Like I said, what she's doing is not always important. It's what's going on around that sometimes can be the important thing. Let's go back to 211. And I always like to go a little bit before, but that's just a good reference. Samantha's right elbow, or looking to our left here. Um, it's making shit disappear again, y'all. It even takes some of the background with her elbow. So what I mean by that is you'll notice she'll do some, sweeping motions or movements with her elbow, and it actually, she moves it away, and these two black rivets or screws appear, but when she brings it towards her body, they disappear. It could be vice versa, basically, but it's one of the other directions. But either way, it makes it disappear and reappear. So we're at 211, so it's coming up here in a second. Let's just go ahead and watch over in this area. Okay, sorry, want to clarify. Uh, I don't know why I put such a far back time, but it's actually going to be when the camera scene cuts, and it's going to be down by her elbow over here. Okay, and there was where I was talking about where it looks, you see, it looks like it took away and then brought back down here these black rivets. It's doing something. You can see them shaking around and moving. Let's move back just a little bit because there's actually a lot of that going on. And then just stay looking down here and we will just let the play bar get out of the way. And there's plenty to see. So look at that. Absolutely insane to me. And then she moves it. Now, I know someone's going to say, oh, the shadows are making it darker and the light's making it harder to see. No, dude, you can see it affecting and actually like moving things. Um, it's just not, I don't know. We're going to go over the screenshots and if you don't want to believe the video that I'm showing you, that's fine. You can close your eyes, but whenever I show you the pictures, there's just no denying it because these are things that they and most other people aren't going to expect someone to go through and find. Um, but let's go back to 233 just briefly, and let me see if I can't catch this on uh, the pause. Let's see, white point of light at shirt and pants again. Okay, so we'll go back a little bit, and then look down here. Basically, is where we're going to be at, is around that white tag on her shirt. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now she's going to move. There it is, just to the left of that tag, right at the shirts and where the shirt meets the pants. Now it's on her pants, shirt, pants. But you see the point. It's down here in that area, okay? So she's gonna cut to a different scene. That's probably gonna be it on this one. Yeah, guys, let me take a quick break, and I will be right back. Okay, we're back. You'll see at 2:54 they're gonna cut to a new scene, and let's just go ahead and let that happen real quick, and then we'll pause. Okay, let's go ahead and pause there. And I'm just going to point it out again, just because it seems to be, a different scene. They did an edit there, and we got the towel that still hasn't moved. It's in the same area as where the pants or that clothing was. It was actually wrapped around this pipe right here. Yet the towel remains still, so I don't know what that's all about. But this is something weird about it. Maybe it's clipped. I don't know. But then you're going to see here at 307, water is applied to her hands. Samantha's right hand affects the background. Just watch. Once again, that'll be here in 7 seconds. So just keep a look at, of course, this hand, her right, our left. And you're going to see her hand will affect some of the background there. And you can see right on the edge near her pinky. And let me just go back right over here. And on the side of her hand there, you can see it just messing with these things gently. Just waiting to see if there's any more. Real gentle on that. But let's go to 323 where you're going to notice just to the right of the center of her shirt, there is a white point of light kind of by her breast area. So we're going to look at that. And you'll look, I'm going to pause it, and it's right here. Okay. So just keep an eye on that spot. But look, a red one pops up too, and then another one over here. So let's just rewind just a little bit. Look, you can actually see the red one now. That one there. The other one's down here somewhere. Once she moves her arm, it'll be in view. But look, red, white, white. Now, why can't we see that? Look, you're gonna notice. Look, it's on the wall back here. But yet, let's go back just 1 second. Okay, it blocked it a little bit. Look, you can see it through her perfectly. Very strange. So let's let that play out just for a second. And then look, yeah, now it's on the wall. Now it's through her arm. Just 1 second. Let's see if we can't catch it through her arm a little bit. Oh, I did. I had it just fine. And it's too hard to see with the skin tone, but you can see it right at the beginning. So either way, I think you'll have to admit that that's very strange to be able to see that through her shirt, which means it's through her body. So let's go ahead and see 335. We just talked about that. I was just pointing out that the red point of light was now on the background. So let's go to 333. This is my favorite. This is hilarious to me. So let's track back to 333. Now let's go a little bit more, but you're going to see up here, that is probably what earlier was a vacuum sealed bag of towels or something that's just floating around. And what you're going to notice, the vacuum sealed bag of towels or whatever it is comes into frame in the upper right by the non-moving towel. It just never moves. I think this is just a prop, in my opinion. The moving vacuum sealed bag that we're about to see. Why is because the bag makes a drastic left turn around a corner, making a 90-degree turn, which you'll see. And how is that possible? Number one, what causes it to float over this direction and then go and boom, turn back behind that wall? You'll see it here in just a second. And then, but yet this towel back here that we're seeing now, that never moves. So let's just keep an eye out. It'll be coming up here in just a second. You can see it here. Just keep your eye on this. And watch. Now it's gaining speed. Gaining speed. And watch, it's going to just turn like it's being pulled. Look at that. That's insane, right? So let's go back and watch it one more time because that makes no sense. Okay, it's coming down. Look at that quick turn. That's insane to me. All right, we'll do it one more time. So now you know where to look in this area. Gaining speed. What causes it to do that? And then yet this towel doesn't move at all. So, I thought that was very interesting. Let's see 337. Okay, so let's watch Samantha's hand, but let's go back first. 337 area. Go a little bit back. We're back to the same thing about her hand that has the water on it. It affects the background. Also, there's a red point of light towards the bottom of the wall under the water bag. So we'll get to that. So let's just keep it. There we go. Yeah, that's a good spot to start with her right hand there, affecting the. Look at that, taking away stuff from the wall. See? Now that's just too good to not go back. Look, all down here. Look, now look at those real dark ones. Gone. There's something that's affecting the background whenever she moves her hand over it. And then you can see that red point of light under that water bag is still there, so that has not changed. Um, we're gonna get to 409 where she grabs the soap bag and pulls it directly over the red point of light. You can see the red point of light through the bag. So we're gonna just let that play out. That'll be here in just a second. And actually, it looked like there was one over there, but that's fine. We've got enough right now. Okay, once again, this is going to be the red point of light over here. And she's going to grab this bag, which is going to be filled with soap. And I'm sorry, let me go ahead and watch it. She's going to pull it right over that light. Boom, you can see it. Excuse me. Let's watch again and watch as she pulls the bag over that light. And you can see it. And then one last time right here. I mean, there's just no doubt about the fact that you can see it. There we go. So right here, you can see that that red point of light is seen through the bag. Now, I mean, I'm not an expert in this area, so I don't know what to make of it other than, like I said, I mean, what she's holding and stuff. I mean, I guess it has to be real. She has to be real, but it's like she's superimposed over something. It doesn't make any sense to me. Look, there's the red light. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take another quick break, and then we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we are at 422. Let me just rewind just a little bit. Um, and what we're gonna do is basically, you're gonna see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there might be a sixth one, but either way, oh, right there maybe. But you can kind of see a circular pattern of lights here. You're gonna see that her hair and everything is easily it goes over them, but yet you can see the lights through them. Like here's two right there. See, 1, 2. As she moves, of course, they're stationary, and you can see them through her head, her hair, whatever. Right here, right through the hair, but I mean, just to show you can see through her head as well. Actually, there's a different one you can see right here, so we'll rewind just a little bit. And then look in this mirror, and then just watch as she moves over it. You can see, yeah, you can see it through her head. That doesn't make any sense at all. Coming up on 453, over here on the right, you're gonna see there's a point of light you can see through her hair again, but really you can see the points of light through her skin and her skull. It's coming from the mirror, so let's watch that. It should be happening here in just a second. Okay, and so you got that one there. You can see through her face, their neck, everything. But let's get to the 5 minute mark. This is really important, actually. Um, the male astronaut comes in from under the non moving towel. You can clearly see a point of light through his neck, then his whole body, which you'll see in this area here. We'll pause it when we get there. Um, just watch them the whole time. Watch the male astronaut. Don't worry about what she's doing. Watch the male astronaut over here the whole time. And you're going to see that he literally does nothing. He comes over here mostly out of frame, and then he turns around and goes back. I have no idea what it's about. So let's watch that. Okay, look. Okay, now I'm already seeing the point of light through him. We're going to rewind. You can see him going through different parts. Look, you see? Right there. There's a little red looking one. Now look, that same one is now seen through all the way down from his face, neck, through his body, and it's down on his side and his waist area. You also have a light one that you can see here, and then you have one down here on his leg. So we'll rewind just one more time, and just tell me how that's possible. But then he comes over and he just sits there. And it looks like you might have a couple more points of light right there through his pants and his, yeah, it is. It's through his legs and his, down here. But let me go back just a little bit. Yeah, you can see it right here. And then I'm pretty sure he's turning around right now. And he just goes back. He doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything. There's the point of light here and here. Look, I mean, you can see it still. They're stationary while he moves, and so you can see them through him. And look, I can't see where the other one went anymore, but you can still see that one. So that's interesting to me. We're going to go back to 533. We pointed that out. So let me move on. Yeah, okay, this is interesting. So I'll just play and then talk you into it. Right over here, you're going to see right where my cursor or my circle's at. There is, here in 4 seconds, 543, there's this weird movement here just for a few seconds. See, there it is. Up here too as well. See, it moved there, still moving. Okay, and we'll go back and rewatch that. So it's up here and down here. So here, here. Okay, so there you see that. Now it could just be a door open to a different hallway or a different room or something, but I just thought I pointed out because the astronaut went around the corner, so I don't know what that's about. 555 cuts to a new scene. We just saw that. Red point of light clearly seen above the right breast, and in her hair there's a couple. Oh yeah, here we go. There's the one there, and then you have there, and is that I can't tell if that's one. Yeah, it's two. Well, depending on where I pause, but basically we'll just let it play. But you can see this one here real clearly, and I think that's enough to say that it's not something you would expect to see. And then yeah, you can clearly see the one up in her hair. Like I said, it just depends on where you're at. Let's let it change the other scene. And then you can just kind of pick out the points in her hair where you can really see it, but it depends on her movement because, like I said, there's the points of light are stationary, so when she moves, but look on her shoulder, clear as day. I mean, you couldn't make it any clearer. What the hell is that? Why are some of them white? Why are some of them red? You're gonna see some really weird shit whenever it comes to the screenshots, though. Um, let's see, 631. I couldn't catch this too good in the screenshots, but you can see it on the video coming up on 631 that her chin glitches while using the vacuum. You're going to see that when she clips her nails into this intake, air intake thing, holds it to the filter, she's going to go back and vacuum it out. But just check this out. Getting ready to grab the vacuum. But real quick, I do want to point out red point of light, and then there's a look, and then right here in her neck, there's a white one. So red, white. Give you a second to look at that. Now we'll go ahead and get to the vacuum. Okay. Now I saw her chin glitch whenever I saw it the first time. Now let me make sure, because I don't want to say something. Yeah, a little. Yeah, so towards the end, a little bit on her face, I guess more is right on this area. You can see a small little glitch happen. Like the color goes through to her face. So once again, right here, and it's just for a split second. Yeah, right there. So very strange. Um, Once again, the towel's not moving, and I wrote this in. Am I reading too much into the towel? But I don't know. It's just kind of funny. Let's do this last part where she does frame by frame, kind of in a sense, uh, washing her hair. Okay, and then I want you to notice down here, this is the only thing that it moves every single frame. So let's watch that real quick. All right, watch. Every time it switches, this changes. And then give me just 1 second. Let me show you that one more time. Okay, so let's let's take a quick rewind here. And let's just make it clear here. Okay, you see the one with the most light on it? Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these cylinder type things. One has light on it. This one here is the only one that moves. So just check that out. Keep your eyes right there. I'm going to rewind so the play bar is off. And you'll just see it changes each time they do an edit. See, just slightly too, real slight. I don't know what the purpose or the reason for that would be. And then the video ends. So just one more time so you can see it. Changed. Changed a little bit. Just a little. So 3 times, but still something I noticed. And so that's the end of ESA's video on the International Space Station bathroom tour. Feel free to go and check that out. They remove your comment if you put anything, apparently, other than patting their back type of comments. So credit to them for that. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and move on to the screenshots. Now we've already discussed, this is the first one I showed you, and yeah, I know I messed up on typing it, but still they removed it, and I think it's probably because they themselves went to it and was, well, I don't know, maybe they just saw that it did in fact affect the background. So let's just move on to the first actual picture or screenshot. And at first glance, you're thinking, well, there's not much to this, but that's where the zoom comes in. And this is what I was talking about. I'm not sure if anyone even got the discussion thing that I put out about the video that I was doing, which is this one. But I've had someone ask about a Chris Hadfield video that I broke down before where he's squirting water, and the guy says in the comments, he says, it's so realistic, how do you think they do it? And I was like, I suspect it to be CGI. And whenever I saw this, this is why. Okay, so let's just go water droplet or water by water. Let's start with the most obvious. This one here is a perfect rectangle. Okay, and then you can see that here it doesn't even match the top. It's cut off, and then you have just a little thing over here. But down here, this matches, but yet it's a perfect rectangle cut right over there. Um, Look at this one, perfect little square, rectangle, perfect. Doesn't even match anything. Doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. Um, Another perfect, well, more I guess almost a box rectangle, just slightly more rectangle here. Look, a little box here. Look, perfect 90-degree angle here. Perfect. It doesn't even match anything. So these all are very suspect, especially whenever, I mean, of course, you tell anyone, oh, look, she's got water on her hand. But, I mean, how many people zoom in and look at it like this? And then it becomes apparent that something's not right. You know, it's pretty obvious. So we'll just kind of go through each one. Now, you're going to see that this here in a while does some crazy stuff, but more water droplets on her hands. I just don't know why they're so bright. Also, don't know why they have edges on them like that. And we'll just look around. This is what I do on each one. Let's just go check out the hand one more time. Yeah, and look, so this is why I take a lot of screenshots. Look at this. Looks like it should be like a pill shape, an oval. But look, it just perfectly cut out right in the middle. Clean as a whistle. I mean, look at that. Clean line, clean line. I don't know how to explain that. It just doesn't seem like it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem natural to me. Just weird. I won't focus too much on that one because it wasn't as apparent as the other ones. In fact, let's move on. And let's see, when do we start getting to the shirt? So there's that red point of light that we were seeing throughout the video. Let's get to why. Now, people may question this, but look, you have on her skin. It goes and it's a little 90-degree jagged edge, kind of blurred out too. It's almost like a pixel or like a squared area that's got a blur on it. Also, very slightly, her thumb seems to be blurred out just enough to where you can see there's like a little 90-degree chunk taken out. Always look at the hands. The reason being is because look at this right here. The tip of her finger, it's like it's dripping off. So it's like she's I don't know, rendering. I don't know if that's the right word to use. Let's go to the next photo. And what I always do is I go and I check the hands and all of the areas. But here pretty soon now, okay, here's a real good example as to why I look around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't matter on that one because 6 is enough, but you can see them clearly through her hair. Okay. Let's zoom in on the hands. Fingers real blurry. Don't quite understand that. Especially right here. Uh, just don't understand why. Doesn't matter, I guess. Look, now you don't see that 90-degree taken out. Not that damning, but still. Not sure if that's anything, but I can tell you what is, what you're about to see. Okay, now you explain to me how you can see that through her head, but also look at how it makes it almost a box. More so, this is probably an individual rectangle standing on end, and then you have these two, they make a real dark area, and then you have this here. That's the strangest thing, but more than that, look here. Look how this blends in and this color blurs here. You have a 90-degree chunk taken out of her shirt where you can see, look, this should be following and meeting, but it's not. There's a 90-degree chunk taken out. There's also right here, there's a 90-degree chunk taken out, but also on this green circular thing on the wall, it looks like it should continue again, yet it gets cut off and there's nothing there. Now look at this. What is this pink color that's just sticking out? Maybe I'm looking too much into that, but after what I've seen, I don't think so. Look at this. It's like a blurred little area. It's not mixing. It's not meshing well with its surroundings. With that, we'll get back to it. We're on screenshot 765. We'll be right back. Okay, so here, we left off on 765, but still, I'm just going to go in real quick because I did make the claim about finding what I consider to be mind-blowing pictures. We'll get into this a little more. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a screenshot of that so at the end we can zoom into that a little bit further. But I mean, like this blur here, you know, let me screenshot it and we'll get into that a little bit. It's just, it starts to become, you know, a little bit strange. Let's go to the next one. I'm not going to name each one, that would be ridiculous, but let's go into her, zoom into her hands here. And what I noticed immediately, besides the fact that the nail clippers look very strange, very blurry, not clean edges, you also notice that her thumb has a blurry area, but it's a perfect right angle. Actually, it makes a little Z if you look right here. And obviously, I mean, that's not natural. It's not how it works. And then you say, well, you're zoomed in. Okay, well, you look at her nose. That's a nice clean line. Her neck area, just things like that. The shirt, not blurry, but you do. Oh, look, red. I guess kind of bluish because it almost blends with the shirt, but it goes right on the line, and then kind of a little white one, all in a row. That's what I reference to as points of light. But see, the red one you can pick up easy from a distance, but this is why I zoom in on stuff. Because look, I wouldn't have noticed the other two at all probably. But you have to admit that point of light that we see is kind of strange. But let's move on to the next one. Yeah, so here's a good here's a good explanation of how I do the extreme zooms. Is I took a screenshot of a screenshot already zoomed in. That way I can further zoom in, as you can see, get real close. But this is the picture of that I talked about, I think the first or one or two pictures where I was talking about, look, this rectangle, and it's not the same color either. It's actually got a grayish tint that goes around mostly right down the sides, and you can tell it doesn't match her skin color or anything. But also look, the crease where her fingers meet, or the joint I should say, where her fingers meet, the water just goes straight over it. That's not how water acts. It would fall down into the crevice of the hands right there where the fingers meet. Yet it's just like right over it. I don't think it's real. It looks digital because why else? Look, square, square, well, kind of rectangle, but whatever. Square. Look at this. Look, over, up, perfect 90. just a little kind of point of light type of thing, and we're supposed to think it's water. I didn't know water was so white, but also it just doesn't match. I mean, look, the top up here doesn't even go with that. It's real narrow and then super wide, kind of like a mushroom cap or something. We got down here, same thing, kind of square, and then it just has this little oval that attaches to the bottom right. Look at this, one large square. Am I zoomed in all the way? Look, and I'm just kind of trying to drive it home because I mean, this is people say the water looks so real, but does it really? I mean, look at it. So, oh, shouldn't pass things up. Um, oh, okay, we already looked at that just from a distance, but you can see how it's kind of broken there. I mean, it's real obvious that there's little borders around it that do not blend with her skin. So I can tell you right now that's not natural. Okay, we're back to her backside here, and this is perfect because to me this is mind blowing. Now look at this. Her shirt. Let's follow the shirt. Not super crisp and clean, but still it's a little blurry. But still you can tell nothing weird's really going on until you get here where you have a perfect 90-degree angle of blue blurriness going over this kind of white cap on this blue canister or whatever it is on the wall. So obviously that's not. Why would her back do that? Why would it kind of pixelate or do that kind of thing? But you also see just kind of like right here, just this little area is a little bit strange too. But I mean that alone is enough to say that there's something going on. And unfortunately I can't say what for sure. But is that not weird? It definitely is. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, this one, we're just gonna zoom in. I was thinking that what I don't know what this is, but I see it throughout the video, and it kind of makes me think it's some kind of water that got stuck to the mirror. But when they cut to a new scene, which also means they switch the camera angle or view, you don't see this on the mirror anymore, like it's been wiped away. So I'm not real sure what that is, but you can see it through her hair by looking in the mirror. We'll get to a picture that probably shows that. There's a little white spot. It's always been kind of suspect, but I don't know what to make of it, so I've never really thought too much into it. So nothing too damning on that one. This is water again, but it's not the same picture. Here you can see I can't tell the top or bottom so much, but they obviously have really clean sides, and once again it just doesn't seem to match because it's just real dark right there, and it's not blending in with this darkness. And then just this real white spot, kind of like light, and it very well could be. So let's move on to the. Oh, you know what? I'm glad, man. I'm glad I saw that. Tell me if anyone else's thumb leaves a tracer behind or a smudge behind, because her skin pigment color is very obviously noticeable right here, and it's not even attached to her thumb. Also, you can see here, it ever so slight, but still. Seems like there's a little wedge, a little V-shaped wedge cut out, her thumb right there, but why is her finger not complete? It seems to be cut off just this little bitty section. Also notice this rectangle, box, whatever. But especially here, let's go max zoom, and then just tell me, does that not look like it's out of place and it shouldn't be there? I don't know. Caught my eye, that's for sure. Let's also, man, this is a good picture really when you think about it. You also notice down here that this is black. This one's black. This one's normally black, but you can see that there's always some kind of a point of light in this bottom area on that wall, and things affect it like the towel. We already saw that in the video. Actually changed the color of it from red to white. Okay, wait, let me make sure something. Okay, I was looking down. So same one, of course, but let's just still really run that point home. You can almost kind of see it's a obvious blurry area, almost squared out, but not quite square. You can see it. Look at this blackness, and then you see it's all blurred, just all blurred. but you can get that kind of a triangle of skin color. And then, of course, this one, you can actually notice this the same little chunk, but I don't know. It's hard to tell, but you can kind of see it like a little bitty right angled chunk out of there. Doesn't matter. We've shown enough evidence to prove that this is bogus. Um, that just drives the point home once again. We won't go over this one too much, but just really just pay attention. I mean, that's not natural. That doesn't even look real, which is why I'm showing this to you. So feel free to pause and do this yourself. Okay, and then got time for a couple of more before I'm going to take a quick break. You can notice on her middle finger here, um, really even her index finger. Let's go ahead and zoom in just real quick. There's like it's not clean on the edge, and it's almost like, look, a little chunk taken out, 90-degree angle. We see that a lot, or boxes or squares, rectangles, 90 degrees. But look, real blurry, and then not only that, this gray color on this cover for this air intake, it's actually like, look, it's just blurry, and but you can still look, you can see, follow the outline, and then look right here, you can see it through her finger. So it's blurred, but not only that, look at the middle finger. I mean, no one's finger is that shape. And then you can see it just kind of blurring out and smudging out a little bit further away. So, all right, well, be right back and we'll look more into screenshot number 794. All right, we're back. We're going to continue with 794 for just a moment. So, what we're talking about, of course, is we're on the middle finger this time, and just look at how it doesn't look natural. This one at least looks round, okay, but there's still some issues, especially on the edge where you can see the border coming down. Then you can't see it right here, and then it picks up again right there. And the color is kind of smudging onto the gray, but you can see through it. It's very strange, but same thing's happening here on a much worse scale, in my opinion. Just look how bad that is. Just on the edges, though, it doesn't. It's like it's trying to blend in with the background behind it, and it's not doing a good job at all. Let's see, what else can we see? Well, let's just go ahead and stick down here with the pinky. Now here's something interesting that I'm actually just now noticing. Check it out. It's not a clean line, but you can see, look, here down is pretty clear. It's not blurry. But there's a line right here, and it goes straight up here. So maybe that's what's going on here. But that's all blurry. So from here up, blurry, here down, not. So you can see that line. And I'll actually zoom in super close. That makes it kind of, but I mean, if you really look, I mean, you can tell. Because look at this, you can make out that there's, some stuff here. But here, it's all just, colors. That's really all you're able to make out. And look at this line. You can't deny that there's a pretty clean line that runs straight up. So, I think I've harped on that one a good enough amount. There's the water on the hands again. And let's see, this is just a different view. Let's see if anything's really changed. No, basically the same. Basically the same. But I always like to double check because there's always a reason why I take the pictures, or the screenshots rather. So here's, obviously, I don't even have to explain this one, but this is interesting as can be. Is it not mind-blowing to you that you can see a red, blue, and a green or white? It looks kind of green. Let's go in and figure this out. I say blue just because it seems to match her blue shirt. Red, that's obvious. Yeah, I think that's got a greenish, bluish tint more so than white, but doesn't matter. It's obviously there. So you have a triangle of light, and it looks like an equilateral triangle. I mean, it looks to be pretty much all sides are even, which is strange too, is why would it be in such a perfect pattern? A little bit offset or turned clockwise, but rotated clockwise rather, but Is that not strange? To me, it's mind blowing. It's more than just strange. But let's look a little bit further at some stuff because super close is always good. I've considered going back and trying to look at all the times on her watch because I find it interesting that they make it so clear that she's wearing a watch and the time's changing. But I'm the kind of person who could do that. I just don't feel like it. I just don't think it's going to be important for any reason. But let's move on. That's pretty obvious stuff right there. Here, I find this to be interesting. Let's zoom in a little bit, and then look, here's that towel. I always talked about the towel. Is that not creepy? You're really just looking in someone's eyes. Looks like weird little circles. I don't know. But anyway, you can see it now. Look, you see a weird kind of point of light, so to speak. You see this here, and then you see this one here. I still have never been able to figure out exactly what this little thing is that you can see in the mirror, but it just really catches my eye every time. I find that to be just just strange. And that also these mirrors, it seems to be where you can see the points of light through her head and hair in a lot of screenshots. One, two, three, and then once again that. But let's go and zoom in because there's always a reason. It's just got some weird boxiness and some real. It's an odd shape, you know, kind of all zigzagging, and then one, two, three, kind of white points of light, if you will. I'm not saying that this is cutouts. Obviously, that's not a perfect 90, but it is probably not the reason I took the picture either. Um, that should be good. Let's move on to the next one. Just probably going to skip that. I mean, yeah, there's a little point of light on this blue box that I think at some point goes away, but doesn't matter too much. We're back here. Let's just zoom in real quick, and I'll start flying through some of the ones that don't really have too much to offer. But we like to look around because I did take these for a reason. I think we've already gone over this, but let's just go ahead and hit it again. Um, okay, let's see. Now I found this to be interesting because this is during the video section where I'm showing, just the video, where you can see, look, one, two, three, four, five points of light through the mirror, and then I don't know what these are here, but it almost, and what's strange, it's almost semicircular, almost like a half circle. Now here's probably another reason I took the pictures. Now look at this. While in the mirror, there's almost a clean break. Now, this is supposed to be her hair reflection in the mirror, but yet this little thing has definitely got a rectangular perimeter, excuse me, around it, like a rectangle standing up. Um, that's strange to me, and I think there's gonna be a picture that comes out a little more strange. Not only that, have you ever seen NASA's videos or photos of the Earth's atmosphere, where it's so beautiful and colorful and all that? Well, this isn't that way, but it's almost similar. It's like her shirt's presenting us the same kind of effect, and it's blurry around the edges. Very suspect. Seems strange. I don't know. So people are going to maybe claim it's picture quality, but um, yeah, I'll give you that that's not the cleanest in the world and everything, but you can definitely make out that there's something there. But the shirt, I don't know. Just looks bad. There's that towel. Here's a point of light right here. That never goes away. In fact, that's where we got to see through the male astronaut coming from that hallway. We have some more water, so let's just run through this part a little bit quicker. Definitely boxiness there, in my opinion. Oh, I just for some reason seem to have taken in either multiple screenshots, but there's the smudge of skin color left behind, maybe during movement or something like that. Um, got that blue light there. Oh, okay, so here's a good one. Now that we're moving on to something a little bit different. Does anyone else's arm look like this? Well, let me tell you what, hers definitely does, man. Does she not look superimposed on there, especially in this image? Like, look at her chin. It's like there's a haze under it or something, real blurry. But not only that, you get this line goes over, down, over, continues to be blurry, and then look at this perfect little 90-degree chunk taken out of her arm. Okay, but look, you can even just see it. I mean, does anyone else's arm look that damn blurry? Look at your arm right now and tell me in the comments, does your arm look that blurry? I'm just kidding. Don't please don't do that, because I know the answer already. It's no, it does not. And don't tell me something about the quality of pictures or camera equipment or something like that. These people make plenty of money. Okay, they've got a budget that never ends, as far as I'm concerned. So this is just bad CGI. Here we are with that once again. It just sticks out, and it's so strange to me. But once again, we have an issue. Okay, why is there so, look, follow the shirt. Whoa, 90-degree chunk taken out. You can see this red square behind it is taking this section's place. Now, if you were to follow the shirt, it should go and connect here. So we shouldn't see this bottom half. We shouldn't see this 90-degree angle, obviously. So consider that. Does this seem real now? I mean, is there's no way that's not how things work, especially in a camera. Someone being filmed in a camera doesn't mean that their body is going to be transparent at certain times just whenever it chooses. Not how it works. Not that I'm a camera expert or anything. We'll be right back. Okay, and so we are on 808. Is that correct? Yes. It's the same picture. I'm not going to go through that again, so let's just move forward. Let's see. Not to say this is damning, but I think what I took a picture of is just why is this area blurry? I'm not really going to harp on that too much, but the shirt you can see right there, it's kind of like it blends with this color of blue, darker blue, if you will. So maybe that's why I took that. It's the only thing I can see on there. Yeah, that would be the only thing I can see. Let's check out this. Now look at how blurry that is. Let me just widen that view just a little bit. Excuse me. Now look, and then it kind of gets to where you can notice it, but against the white, that really blurs out. And then there's that blurriness up here as well. Got a dark little kind of, well, actually got a little 90-degree right there. And then why is this so blurry? I mean, it's just noticeably like a big area that's just super blurry. Let's just move forward. Now, we have the same kind of thing going on here. Look how clean the line is on this towel, but yet you get to this one spot and it's just boom, blurry as can be. Real strange to me anyway. Let's widen that out just a touch so you can kind of see what I mean. It just comes right down into nothing but a big blob of blurriness. I'm not sure if I've shown this one yet, but just in case I haven't, you can notice here is on this water, it was supposed to be a water droplet. It looks like it should be kind of pill shaped, and then it's got this big chunk taken right out. So just in case I already went over that, I won't say too much. So you just see it for yourself. Just doesn't. And then why is it so dark around like these three corners, so to speak? It's real dark. Doesn't even match the joint of her finger. Look at the color of that, and then you come, and then obviously it doesn't match because you can see how dark the the color is against her skin tone. So let's move forward to the next one. And what I like to do is just kind of get up here. Now, this might not be anything, but it kind of seems like she's doing the same thing with her face as she did with her thumb, which is kind of leaving behind like her skin is like melting and trying to blend with the background. But if you go to extreme zoom, you can actually see, I mean, look at it right here. I don't know if that makes a turn that way, but there's a definite line right here that goes through. Her chin is not natural. Look right in this area where it should be round. You've got a lot going on, and whatever this is in the background is kind of affecting her chin, which makes me think that she may be superimposed onto the image or the background. Maybe she's being filmed by one camera and the background is on a different camera setup. Now look how blurry we are. And you can't say anything because look how clear her skin looks. Look down like this section, real clear. But look, all of a sudden you get to this area and like almost everything is blurry. Look at right here, it's like two little chunks taken out of her elbow. Let's go ahead and just zoom in some more. See that chunk? Kind of a dimple or something. Now look at this whole area. You couldn't even make out what that is if you wanted to. And then the most damning piece of evidence that you can see is this. Look at that. If you followed her skin, her arm, and the line where her arm should go, it would meet right here. But yet what we see is this light or whatever this is in the background going through. We can see through her skin. That's just not. It's not possible. It's not natural. So what is it that's going on? I mean, I think especially that area is just some of the most damning evidence there is, because even if she was moving, I mean, there's nothing that should cause an effect like that, in my opinion. Just a different shot of the same thing, but let's go ahead and just go into it just real quick because we can zoom a little bit further in. You can see how this has got a pixelated, well, I shouldn't use that term, but let me just call it, you can see a border of a box. Right now, once again, it's like, why are we seeing so many rectangles and right angles and boxes and squares and stuff? And then here that is, again, with her skin being taken out. It's like it's being shown through her skin. Very strange. And once again, you look over here. I mean, is it clear as the clearest thing you've ever seen? No, but at some point you can tell there's a point or a line where it just changes to where everything's blurry. So can't deny that. I'm not going to harp on that. We've already looked at that. Look at this. This is now, hello. She has part of the blue from her shirt is now smudged onto her neck. Then you've got red and a slight bit of purple and then green or yellow here. But just basically this whole area is super suspect. Not only that, look at her chin and then down here. There's no way that this is actually real. This is what makes me believe that she's not in space. I mean, it's easier to fake it, it's cheaper to fake it, and they're doing a really bad job at faking it. Because look, not only is it like she's leaving like multiple selves behind, if you will, like she's got like her face, then she's got this part, and then this part here you can see. But look down here, there's nothing about that that's natural. Look at this. Like it almost looks like a gray 7. Okay? Doesn't blend with anything, but look right here. Look, this is completely blurred and takes out her arm. This is all messed up, but we can't deny that the colors, this whole area here, guys, look. That's damning evidence. And this is from their own video. There's nothing I've done other than screenshot and zoom. Look at that. Look at that. I'm harping on it, man. I'm really gonna harp on it because this is this is bad. Oh, I'm glad that this is why I like to look around. Okay, you can see her eye clearly here. I mean, yeah, clearly as can be with being zoomed in, but this here, come on. I'm taking a screenshot of that right now. That's damning evidence, guys. That's damning. What is going on there? What is up with that? Okay? there's nothing that you can tell me after the research I've done on this video. No one told me to go look at this. No one. It just came up in my recommended videos. Oh, look, and then look, another section taken out. So you tell me. I'd like to invite anyone to try to defend this on the part of the European Space Agency. You know, because you can't. No fucking way. Let's just go ahead and look around a little bit. And once again, we have that. But you know what? After the last couple of photos, I mean, it's kind of hard to top that. There's that again. We've got the back kind of taken care of already. I've gone over this kind of circular pattern of lights. Seems suspect. Let's get past that. I have a lot of the same guys. It's okay though. Got a little point of light you can see through her hair there. I'm sure that it's not dandruff. Now here's where it gets damning once again. Is you can clearly see that her hair is over the mirror, but then why are we able to see this like it is? It seems like little lights. I just don't understand. And then you can clearly see them in some type of a rectangle or box, almost as if they're, you know, digital, or I don't know what to say, man. You know, that's not my area of expertise, but what I can tell you is I'm presenting the observable evidence from the original source. Now look at this. Nothing you can defend about this. Look, this comes, look, 90-degree comes down, okay, but now it takes a chunk out of the shirt, and then it has the color of whatever this round thing is, which is a greenish tint. But then there's more issues. Look, down here, another one. So we're on 823. We'll just be back here in just a moment. Okay, we're back on screenshot 823. Possibly, well, for sure in the top 3 of the most damning photographic pieces of evidence that I took screenshots of. And I'm just going to harp on it just a little more. Not only does everything kind of look real blurry, of course, I mean, I'm zoomed in quite a bit. This is a screenshot zoomed in, and then it's another screenshot taken. But is this not damning evidence? Just going to go over it one more time. Follow her shirt. Then there's like a darker blue, which seems to be the background, of course, overtakes this object, this circular object mounted to the wall behind her, overtakes that color, comes down. Now this color overtakes this section, this corner, okay? Then you follow, so we got the right angle here. Then, as you can see, the blue and the dark blue, okay, blue from her shirt, dark blue from the background, the dark blue now overtakes this again, and you can see that it doesn't stop there, but then it comes down once again and has a big mixture of almost like a purple, but obviously, I mean, look, another 90-degree. So we have, follow me now. We got over, down, over, and I don't see a clear over and down until you get back down to here, but that's obvious as can be. I mean, guys, it's just not, that's not natural. I'm gonna take a screenshot if I didn't already, but it doesn't matter. That's damning. That's fake. That means something is going on that's not real. And if you believe that it is, then I hate to tell you, this is the video that should make you kind of question things. Here's a different picture, but we're just gonna briefly go over that. And then, hello, we got, that's right. You guessed it, we have more right angles, dude. It does not stop. So follow me down to here, come down, maybe not the best right angle, but still look, you have this blur. And what's with the blurriness? When it's like things are trying to mesh and blend, and they're not doing so, at least not very well. But look, down, over, okay, but you can see that this area where the red and the blue mix, or meet rather, it's just really bad, guys. Not only that, look, you have another right angle. So once again, this is real hard to defend if you are for the space agencies of the world. Oh, wait, let me get, before I finish that comment, let me get back, let me show you one more thing. And maybe that's a little bit too zoomed in, that's fine. But look, can you not see over here? Look, her shirt. Look how it's kind of the color is being left behind and smudging on her skin color. Now I'm using a fairly large monitor and I'm have my face kind of close, but with you don't need to do that necessarily. Maybe harder on the phone, depends on the size of phone you're watching this on, but just look. I mean, and then, you know, we have so much going on in this photo. Screenshot 824 is a great photo to show. Here's the sleeve. Look, we have a small right angle. Just caught that real quick, just because, you know, now that we see that there's so many issues that it's undeniable. So anyway, what I'm saying is, if you're for the space agencies, this is going to be real hard to defend. Why there's right angles taking out chunks of things and colors overtaking it at certain points. Look here, dark blue, green, dark blue, kind of a purple and a mix of all the colors. It doesn't make any sense. Explain that, explain that, explain all that, and explain this. And if you can reasonably and rationally explain that to me, I'll change my mind. Not possible though. I'm not trying to be a pessimist. I'm just saying it's just crazy. Yeah, we know all about this. All right, so there it is. But let's go back down this way and let's follow that arm, because once again, I want to invite anyone to take a look at their arms right now and see if they look anything like this. Now you can see there's a border. Maybe that's the best way to look. Here's the border. Okay, if you live on this side, the land of clarity, so to speak. Live on the left side of the border here, the land of blurriness. You can see the border. You see what I mean? But not only that, just follow the arm down. That's not natural. And you can also see, let's just zoom in further. You can just see like little things that aren't right. Like, look at this. Just these little areas. All right, let me zoom out. I know that's a little bit much, but I mean, just to give you the idea that this whole section is just really off. And then really all the way down to here on the land of blurriness, you know, it's just like crazy blurry. Anyway, let's move forward. There's that red point of light. I just like to show that because it is throughout the, I think the entirety of the film, whenever she's at being filmed in this view where it's straight on, not coming at an angle from this way facing the mirror, but a straight on shot, right? Okay. But you can see that red POL, point of light. I'm kind of sick of the water droplets on the hands, but these are different, so let's take a real quick look at them. You can almost see, okay, obviously you can see this right here. You can see the square that goes around and borders it, but it's like, look at this. It's like this was cut off, and this is just a little section. You got a little V, and then this is almost like a lowercase n shape or something like that. And it just doesn't really make any type of sense to me. Here you can see this is cleanly cut off on the right side with a straight line. Really, it's just kind of blurry all the way around her hands. There really is a blurriness so much. Let's move forward. Couldn't have said the word blurriness at a better time. I'm guys, come on. I mean, this isn't real, okay? And I can make that claim because I'm showing you the observable evidence right now from the original source, from their video at least. But I took screenshots. It's a tedious process, but once you get in the groove, it's actually pretty quick. I spent a long time doing it, but look at the results I'm getting. Look at the whole hand, number one. But look at this. This is her wristwatch. Okay, but why is it on the left? What the fuck happened to it? Excuse my language, but this is mind blowing to me. Are you serious? Look over here. Okay, but not only that, you have that border once again where things are, yeah, they're not super crystal clear on this side, but then when you get over here, it's like everything around, like she has a perimeter that goes out so far from her body where things are super messed up. Look at this. Look, she has two elbows, guys, or she just bumped it really, really, really hard, dude, because that is not natural. I mean, can we not agree on that? I think that it's very fair to say that I'm not slandering the ESA and disrespecting it all. I'm simply presenting and putting forth information and what you can go do and see for yourself. They pulled my comment And I'm not gonna go and waste time to try to sit there and say things on their page because it's gonna get pulled. I don't want to get my shit red flagged. I like my information to get out. But look at this. Look, I mean, this is just unfucking believable. Excuse my language. Look at her hand. I mean, that doesn't even look like a damn hand. But if you can try to, you'd be the best debater in the world if you can change my mind on this being real. And I fully expect to get zero negative comments because I feel like anyone who watches this video in its entirety and gets to this area, they're just not going to be able to defend it. And you'd sound like a fool to try to. I mean, that's insane. Thank you. You know? We got some more issues with around her face. Is this one I showed before? I don't believe so, because no, it's not. But you can see the little smudge, and then just this whole area is super, super strange, is it not? Look how it's like gray, okay? The arm got like little areas of purple color, and nothing on her shirt's not purple. Her skin's obviously not purple, but yet you've got a purple, pink, just in different colors. And once again, it's at the line where they try to kind of blend, or maybe they're not meant to blend and they're trying to blend, and that's the result that we get, or they get rather. And once again, you can see here that whole area, which I would consider to be a real big issue and an unexplainable to anyone who's got a rational mind. I mean, you may be able to tell an idiot, and I'm not trying to down anyone, but you might be able to tell an idiot that explain that away to someone, but I don't know if you're going to get someone who's educated or has a critical thinking mind or has eyes to see that's going to be able to change your mind on that. We'll be right back, and we'll just continue on 829 for a few moments and move on. Okay, and so back on 829, just briefly, and just we'll touch on it super quick. Just this whole area, real blurry, like she's leaving tracers behind of herself. And once again, because it's important, this. So let's move on to the next screenshot. I'm gonna probably pass on that. I think I took, yeah, I think I took it because of the towel. It never moves. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, so I keep on talking about the reflection and her hair being in the mirror, but you can see this through it. Now you can really tell there's no doubt about it. It was kind of on the edge last time, but this is very noticeable here. Eye still looks real weird. I mean, look at that. That is freaky, dude. So I don't understand what's going on, but I thought I'd present. Now look at her chin, more normal. I wouldn't point out too much is going on here. Kind of a little bit maybe in here, but I'm not even worried about it because what it is this right here shows this is more natural look. I wouldn't question too much here except for around the eye, at least on her body. But even right here, there's a small little section taken out. But let's go back over here. Very damning. Right here, starting on this side, you got the little 90-degree taken out. Here's a real large one. And then look at this little area here. It's pink or like a peach color or something. Nothing else in this frame is that color, and yet here it is, blended with the green and kind of the light greenish yellow in her light blue shirt. But why do we have this? But if you just follow the edge, really, there's a little chunk goes all the way over, down, over, and then down here. It's just obviously bullshit. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. I've already just touched base on that. Let's move on. Okay, this is interesting. Now, where the soap bag, okay, meets her shirt, look how we get a purple line and like little area. Okay, now look at that. Now this bag is silver, the background white, dark blue, and this, but what purple? Where is that coming from? And it's just, this one little section. Could just be me over, looking into it too much, but I don't think so. That's pretty strange. Um, Also, just look at the jaggedness on her arms. Undeniable. Look at this. Look at that real defined line that goes right there. But also, you got some little boxes. And look, right here, once again, her skin color meets the light blue, and yet it makes a dark blue, but just in the little square right here. There's just nothing in here looks right. I think that's fair to say. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. What is it with this woman's hands? Look, so this time the watch is there in its entirety. It's not cut off at a right angle like it was the last time we were looking at it, which is a great picture. But look at just her hand right here where the knuckles are, or should be. It's real strange. It does not match. It doesn't look right at all, obviously. We have this blur kind of up here. Now look at this right here where her elbow, right in her bend of her elbow area. You have kind of a light green, kind of a greenish tint there, but it's just weird looking in this whole area, in my opinion. That's good on this picture. I think we've proven our point with the hand just alone, this area as well. Just another picture of that zoomed in. Don't know if we need to harp on that. It just looks like part of her thumb is missing. Maybe it's just the way it's bent, but this does look strange. But you know what? Compared to the other evidence that I've shown, I don't think that's super damning. You can notice a point of light back here. At least that's the first thing that picks up, that my eye picks up. But actually now, looking at this, we have something going on down here. But look, there's also some purple right here on the bag. I don't know, just pointing it out. But yes, here we have that point of light that's kind of weird. I also believe this to be one, but I think I get some screenshots of the male astronaut where it shows them being seen through him. Here you've got a point of light, and then look at this. This is also very damning. There's just there's nothing to say. Once again to try to defend this, we'll look starting here, the obvious part. Look at this. It's the sections of blurriness are starting to become so consistent that it's just strange. Not only that, look at the break here. You see how it's look real nice, clean border, perfect 90 turns, and then look, it's cut off and blurred out. And I don't understand what this is all about. Look at this. It's like this flat goes up 90 down. It's like a big, building or something in the way if you were to think about it in that way. But look at this, super blurry. Doesn't even make sense. Actually, before we zoom out, let's zoom in a little more. Okay, and then you can clearly see right here that her hair and her ear are pretty clear for the most part. Let's look at her shirt, and not the worst we've seen, but look at this weird looking line. We've got a weird line here, and then just a little bit of jaggedness on here with some weird colors that aren't quite meshing. You see what I mean? Come on, that's insane. Hey, there's the towel. It still hasn't moved. Let's move on to the next one. We've seen that. Dealt with that. Okay, let's check out the sleeves. And you can see up here you got some weird kind of mesh of colors. You got a perfect 90 cut out of the shirt there. You have a little line here, but then you have another perfect 90 right there. Here you've got a little bit of pink and light green split right down the center. And then also, I don't know, this area looks strange, but no big deal. Purple. We'll move on. Really just want to point out here, which maybe let me just give you a second to look at it. But notice the shirt and the back. Look at the line. Not only that, you'll see, of course, what we always keep seeing is look at all this going on by her arm. All of that. That's not natural. This 90-degree box coming off of her arm, not natural, obviously. But look at the line that comes down on her back, really clear and defined, and actually perfect. Look at this. We can agree that that's got a reddish orangish kind of tint to it, right? Look at this defined perfect line that comes straight down, and then this half of the light is actually a grayish blue now. So follow it down. Another perfect example here. You have this blackness that comes in, but look, it's cut off with a perfect line. Now her shirt, we should be seeing the creases and the that kind of stuff, but we're not seeing any of that. We see a perfect line. That's a really good screenshot right there. Still, you see her shirt on the outside now getting to this point, but you can still see that clear defined line that's like going right all the way from north to south. Insane. Look at that. Really, really bad up here. Gosh, that's something's going on. I think we can agree on that. So we're on 8:43. I'll be right back and we'll move forward. Okay, so we'll move forward to the next one, but I mean, that's a super interesting one. Also, the red point of light, it can be seen over here on the background. So this one's pretty obvious, as you can just see. Really, let's just go ahead and zoom in and I'll take you on the tour. But look at this, the arm, and then you come down and then look, 90-degree chunk taken out. Real jagged, right? Right through this whole area. Just look at that. Obviously not natural. All the way up. It just looks horrible. Especially, look, right there. But look, also, wherever it drops and it kind of makes little things, there's darker spots right on top. At least in this section, but then you can see the colors all kind of meshing and not doing a good job of it. Blue, purple, you got greens and yellows all just mixed in this area. Here on her elbow. Let's just go ahead and zoom back out. That's good on that one. This is another one of her hands, but let's just go ahead and see. Now, we got a similar situation that we saw on the watch one of the last times. First off, that doesn't even look like a watch. Now it just looks like a blob of something, but look at this area. There's a clear defined line where it just blurs out, and that's very consistent with what we've seen. And just around her hand, like right here, I mean, you know, unless she's been in so many fights, her knuckles are just flattened out. That's not natural. She just looks like a thin woman, so I would imagine her to have pretty bony knuckles. But it's just a flat kind of, I don't even know, a flat blurriness. You know, you can't even make out much. Let's zoom out because it is so difficult. Look at this whole area in this spot here. Looks real strange. I think that's fair to say. And then here I am going to zoom back in because you know, you got like this stuff that's kind of left behind, but it is pretty clear there. It's a decently clear, at least over here, right angle, but down here, real defined. Look at that drop and then a real long flat line. And then you can kind of see right here, you know, it's just not, it's an anomaly to be sure, to say the least. Water on the hands. Are we noticing anything that I haven't already pointed out? We'll just move forward on that one. You can see on her neckline and stuff, There seems to be a little bit of this weird color right here. Just look, follow me, and then once you hit boom, right in here, it's like this kind of purplish pinkish. You also get just a little touch of it here. I'm not going to say anything about this area because I think that's her microphone that's in her shirt. So that's not of any interest to me whatsoever. But this is, once again, something you may not even notice if you weren't taking screenshots and all that kind of stuff. Let's zoom. Oh, tricked myself. Red point of light, towel. But also, look, you have over here, you have just a couple of little points of light that can be seen through her hair. Same thing, but this time follow me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, Not super significant. These two I do feel are significant. Over here it doesn't matter because once again, when you find something like this, that's that's important enough. Um, let's see what the reason is for taking this picture. I'm sure we'll find it pretty soon. And if not, that's okay. Just want to look around. Once again, I feel like at this point in time, I mean, there's been enough evidence put forth. Got some issues within this area for sure, and then also down here is real strange. So we can tell for sure that her arms, um, not so much in this one, her arms and stuff seem pretty good, but you can see that's actually good to prove my point is, there's nothing super critical here. Yeah, you got a dark line right above there or whatever, but look at the edge of her arms for the most part. Red point of light there, besides the point, pardon the pun, and a little bit of issue down here maybe, but it's not like what we've seen on other photos. We'll move forward. Little drops of water. Can we get anything out of that? No, that's just too blurry, and it's just not important at this time. But once again, right down here, you can see there is definitely something going on, not natural. And I seem to think that that's pretty important because there's another screenshot of it. This little area sticks out. I believe I pointed that out in different photos, but this is interesting. You expect to just see a round finger, but there seems to be a large thing sticking off of the edge. I feel like it's a digital, defect or something happened, um, because it's like we see a lot of that smudging and her skin color being left behind. This finger and this whole area is real blurry, as opposed to its surroundings. Is what I mean by that. Yeah, same thing. Just really focusing on the hands there. Oh, okay, here we go. This is nice. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Um, yeah, that's pretty noticeable stuff. And the tablet still hasn't moved. Got a small point of light in her shirt here. Not saying anything about this so much. We will zoom in since I mentioned it just real quick. Yeah, well, that's a good thing I did actually, because like you have a line that goes through here, and then it makes a really clear right turn up, and so that is actually something. I mean, there's almost something in every picture. It's just if you are willing to take the time to look. Um, and I consider this to be a hobby of mine, point of light. So I try to make the time. So here's we saw earlier that her arm was not affected so much on the edges, but here clearly it is, and the bag. Let me zoom out just a little bit so it's not so difficult to make out what we're looking at. But you can see that there's blurriness within this area, and it's a large area here. And then it kind of breaks, and you can see that it's real defined, clean edges. Right, it actually followed this down, over, up, over, down, possibly to the left. Doesn't matter because you can see this area is clear, so it's surrounded by blurriness. Um, so that is a good, once again, screenshot. Touch on that. I'm kind of getting tired of the hands, but let's look at the finger real quick. And you can just see that it looks so strange. It just looks very strange. And then once again, this and then all of this seen through. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. Um, you wouldn't expect any less, of course. As you can see, it's cut off clean right here, green, and then look at it kind of meshes and blends with the blue into her shirt. But you can still see just this whole area has issues. Really does. Let's see if we can't get towards the end. There's the wonderful shot that we got to see. You know, there's this point in time where she's got this. You see, she's holding the toothpaste. Number one, look at that toothpaste tube and tell me, does it even look? I mean, it looks insanely weird, right? But look down here. See, one, two, and then there's nothing here. All right, let's continue to look at that area just real quick. One, two, three. One, two, three. Okay, so what do? We go back and we see that one's missing. We move forward to keep your eye right there where that goes. Boom. Now it's back. Now, how do you explain that? In fact, you can see some more now that aren't being blocked. Okay, so keep your eye in that area. Of course, we're looking down here. Now, you can see that all those have been taken away, okay? And then in this picture, it is not there at all. We have two. Explain to me what the hell that's about. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and we ended on 869. Primary reason for it, this area, we're looking at these screws. This is where we left off. So you got 1, 2, 3. You kind of have one that's a little faded. I guess you got this one too, but this is what we're looking at. So let's just let's just pay attention to that area as I move to the next photo. Huh. 3 of them appear very clearly in the very next screenshot. See? Right here. Right here. So that proves my point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Really 5, 6, but they're kind of misplaced, and they're also like they're not in line. Like this one, and then it goes here and then here, but they're all over the place. Here you can see it's just not the same. So let's start back here and just watch as I click through. There you go. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, let's also look at that towel. The towel up here. It's just like in a freeze frame, you know what I mean? More down there, but I think I've proven my point. Horrible for her. It's a horrible place for me to have taken a screenshot. Let's go down and check this out, because now, I mean, look at this. You have 1, 2, the rest are gone. I know her hand's blocking, at least one, but we should be able to see the one up here. And then down here, now there's a red point of light that has popped up. You have to admit that's weird. Yeah, I mean, come on. You have to. We also got, at least I would call that a point of light, because it doesn't fit. This might be something that's on it, but debatable as well. It's just crazy. You shouldn't see this many things going on when they're supposed to be on board the ISS. Why is her arm, like we saw in the video, why is her arm doing all of this crazy stuff to this area? And then look, we got the red point of light here. But those are clear as day back into their normal spot. They look like they go there. But as we move in further, look at her side of her arm. And then, let me get even closer. It look like a little chunk, right? But look at this like white kind of strip, okay? Everything's real blurry. Now look at this. What causes this is the tube of toothpaste in her hand. Of course, you would never guess in a million years that's what it is. But then look at this perfect box. Perfect right angle here. Perfect 90 degrees, okay? What's that? Why is that coming off of the tube of toothpaste? Why do we find that so often that we see things left behind? So here we go, some more points of light. Just doing a quick zoom through. Here you can see her shirt, the color of her shirt comes over in a box. Just, I don't know, pretty unbelievable. Well, what did I take this picture for? Like I said, there's always something in every picture, so let's just go ahead and take a look. Oh, that's probably, well, that's good enough for me. Hopefully it's good enough for you. But we'll look around at some more stuff. Seems to be, as you can see, the straw and everything real blurry. But also, why is there a little pixelated? I keep saying that. I'll take that word back, pixelated. It's just the first thing that popped out. But let's just go back with the right angles, because that is technically what we're looking at. But we got one here, you got one here, and you got one here. There's also a very clear defined line right here where her fingers, once again, we're talking about the border on this side is all blurriness. More clear on the right, so clear on the right, blurry on the left. And it's just like this big area of blurriness. See, look, I mean, the tips of her fingers. You know, here you can kind of make out the nail a little bit, but all this, that's just not right. Something's very strange. Oh, yeah, here we go. That red point of light that we've always been seeing on the back of this wall. I've shown you multiple pictures to try to drive it home. Look at this. You can see it through the bag. Come on. That doesn't make any sense. See? Unbelievable. Okay, we're at 875. Here she uses the vacuum after clipping her nails. Just gonna see if there's anything weird that goes on as we zoom in a little closer. Always focusing on the fingers, of course, because we've seen so consistently that there's issues with the fingers. Okay, we got a 1, 2, 3 white points of light. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3. I don't even care about those because, like, once again, like I've said throughout the videos, that's enough for me. I mean, that's what we can see. We have something here on the shirt, and then look. Okay, this is great. Right through her skin, undeniable. I'd like to hear somebody's reasoning for that. Who defends the space agencies that take all this money to do quote unquote science. Let's zoom in all the way. And just look on the arm. I mean, look, you can see right here, there's a little bitty area where it's just real, you know, ragged or rigid. It's just... Anyway, not too much on that one. It's not the most damning thing you've ever seen. Let's go ahead and hit this real quick, and we'll just do a quick rundown. Because on the pictures, it's better to take too many than not enough. Here's a point of light through her shirt here. You can see one on the wall through her hair. We'll also count that one. Okay, now this is strange because you got one single one, you've got 3 in a small cluster, and then you've got 2 right there. But it's not that huge of a deal because I can't explain it. Let's go ahead and take a look. Other than that being a funny picture, there's got to be something else. I feel like I've looked at this one. Well, here's something that I think is definitely significant. The edge of the toothpaste tube. You have a very clear right angle box there. Look at her thumb where it gets cut off here. And then also there seems to be a square right here, a box. It's very defined. Okay, well, there's no denying this, guys. Look, her thumb, look, it comes around, but look, it's clearly cut off with a very, very clean line, and then comes over, comes up. So we've got a right angle and a very long, clean, straight line. Unbelievable. Unbelievable to me. Let's move on. I think I'm tired of seeing the toothpaste and toothbrush because I made my point on it. So we're going to skip through some stuff, and this is interesting. That caught my eye immediately. Let's back up just a little. And look at what you can see here is, number one, this color, like we've seen so much, it does not make any sense. Where is it coming from? We also have some purple. Seems to be in a box. Here's the toothbrush she's holding, but when it gets to this area, it's purple. So you're having some type of issues. Someone who knows like a green screen, just the special effects that you could use on stuff, and what the causes would be for this to happen. That's who we need to be. I mean, it's just got to be poor quality CGI of some kind. It just has to be. Look how unnatural that whole thing looks, but it's just got issues, and I've pointed those out. So let's move on to the next one. Just doesn't make sense over here at all. But once again, not the most damning thing we've seen tonight. I say tonight because it's currently the nighttime where I'm at. Let's go ahead and let's go and check this out. Why is it so blurry here? Like we've seen so often. And then we have this clean area where it's clear. I mean, you can tell that because it sticks out so well, but also look here. Perfect. Comes over. But look, there's clean lines. There's a line here. There's a line here. Look in the middle, right there. It's more clear to see than anything else around it. Oh gosh, let me go back in real quick. A little close. Okay, that could be part of the watch. Just kind of stuck out to me real quick, but you can admit. I mean, look, the purple is on her fingers. I mean, where is that coming from? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Oh, this looks fairly normal. And I believe that's probably why I took the screenshot of it, is because, I mean, you can see everything seems to be operating properly on this screenshot. So, look at that. Everything's back to normal on this one as well. Isn't that weird? And fuzzy, blurry. But I mean, that's not because you can't say, oh, she's doing a quick movement, therefore it's blurring. Why isn't everything blurring? Why is it just certain areas? And it seems to be, they love fucking right angles, man. Can't get enough of them. Let's move to the next one. This is more of what we've already kind of discussed, pretty much in depth. But missing all the screws, rivets, whatever it is, and then having a red point of light. We went over that. Yeah, you can see for what it is. Feel free to pause. You can, at this point, you're starting to see all of the anomalies. Red light through the bag. I don't know why I have so many doubles, but guys, I think we'll just go ahead and call it good on that, because it's just been so much proof. I mean, how else can we? Let's go. Just pick a random one. We'll just leave it on there. No, it's not good enough. That'll work. Are we seriously to believe what they're telling us with all of the stuff I just showed you? I mean, we could say a different space agency maybe does a little bit better of a job at it, but they're all faking it, guys. This whole background back here seems like a whole prop. I mean, how does that bag go from up here tumbling downwards, and then you can actually see the bag itself, the corner turn, and then it's like pulled back behind that hallway. We saw the pants go away. down the hallway too, and that like they were being pulled. Um, I think this was just, some, I don't know what it was. It was just super strange, but you can tell there's definitely shenanigans going on for sure. I think we can agree on that. I'll invite anyone who would like to discuss this topic further, whether you agree with me or not. I don't see how you couldn't. That's not what I'm looking for here, but I'm just showing you from the source itself, which is the ESA, the European Space Agency's YouTube channel. I'm showing you what you can go see for yourself. All I did was take a little more time to break it down and do screenshots. So I appreciate you sticking with me. It's real important to watch a video like this in its entirety so you can get the full effect of what they're doing to us, because they're not expecting anyone to go in and look at this. That's why you get the comments. Well, I don't have it up now, but that's why you had the comments like the guy had. Well, I can get to it real quick. Imagine the amount of research and work that is behind all that. Well, it's not true. They're doing a horrible job at whatever they're trying to pull, because it's easy for me to pick out. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not anybody special. I just have a computer and Windows 10. Uh, that's it. And you can do the same. So thanks for watching. Appreciate your time, sticking it out with me. And I'll be doing some more videos here in the near future.